earGROUND Radio. New voices amplified.
Greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to earGROUND, New Voices Amplified. My name is Plot Mhako. Welcome to the program that brings you some of the amazing artists and creators from Zimbabwe. And today we happen to have a guest who's been making great music. I've seen him perform a couple of times as a solo artist, but also performing with some of the musical greats, the likes of Texua Zama. And I've been following his musical journey silently. But last week, I managed to get hold of him, and he's got something new that is coming up. So we'll talk a bit about his forthcoming release, but also a lot about his musical history. WeNyasha, welcome to earGROUND.
Thank you so much, Plot. It's good to be on your program today.
Great. Let's take you back a bit to your childhood. Where did you grow up? How was your childhood like?
I grew up, the greater part of my childhood, I was in Rusape, in the village, with my granny. That was from around 1997 to around 2001. Yeah, that's where I did most of my primary education. I learned Kufuza Mombe, all those kid stuff, even fighting. I learned it.
You're not born again.
I was still fighting, and that's the time also I managed to find out that I had this musical gift. I used to play in Goma at the Anglican church, and sometimes you'll be called to funerals, to come and play. And my granny would always say, don't go that side. But I would always sneak out and go. So I think that's when I could tell that maybe I do have a musical gift. But it was quite a decent childhood. Growing in the village, it's the tough life, but it also taught me a lot about how to handle myself in the city and how to handle myself as a young man. I learned respect. I can't even pass an elderly person without greeting them. That's all the values that I learned from my childhood. And props to my granny. She's late though, for teaching me all of it. Yeah.
Wow, great. Quite an interesting background there. Growing up in the village, where possibly a radio was not something that you could easily access. A TV maybe also not so easy to access, but still this did not stop your interest and your passion in music. And what fed your inspiration? Like what fed your imagination as a kid?
So as a kid, I remember in the village we had this very small little radio, red in color.
People's radio.
So whenever my uncles would come home, they would bring us batteries. Those batteries, those black ones.
Yeah.
So whenever they would run out, we would take them and put them in a plastic, and put them in hot water when they recharge. So I was mainly exposed to Radio Zimbabwe. That was Radio 2 back then, and 3FM. So I think it also shaped my music in terms of I like the more mature type of music. When you listen to my music, you can tell it's kind of like an old soul in it. Even though I'm young. So I think that shaped my music back then. I remember I would listen to Hits View 3FM. Yeah, it was such an amazing childhood when the radio, especially during Christmas, would dance to the radio, man, up until 12 midnight, you know. Yeah, it was such an interesting childhood. But I think that shaped the kind of music that I gravitate towards. I'm the mature side, jazz, Afro jazz, katekwe, that kind of sound.
Wow. And do you remember your first time recording a song? And which song was it? Or composing one?
Yes. So that was 2007. So 2007, I recorded a single. It was called Raramu in Kwazana. So there was this other studio, some guy from church had this studio. So he just said, come through, and I played some little chords. He was using flute troops, I think those days. And then he just, made a track. And I remember taking that song to Ngabongwe Records. In 2007, yeah, I was very young. I took it a recording contract because these days they used to give recording contracts on Afungisa, any of those artists. Yeah. I thought I was going to get it. So they said, can you leave your CD? We'll call you after 2 weeks. And they said, sorry, you didn't make it. And I was like, oh God, when you go to school, I'll see this music later. I think that's
getting that kind of feedback.
I was because on the day that I took my demo that side, I remember a very popular artist at that time came through with this like really hot CD, and they removed my CD from the DVD player and they put his, and I was like, oh, I just walked out with the tail between my legs, and I was like, okay, it's fine. And I remember it was almost during the same time that I went to audition for A Academy. So it was in Bulawayo, 2007, yeah. It was in Bulawayo, yeah. And I remember the judges telling me that this music that you're singing is the kind of music that you sing, Kumwombe. And I was really discouraged. I quit music for 6 months. I was like, I'm done with this thing.
Wow.
Yeah, but yeah, we're back and yeah, we're still making music.
But what kept you running? Because I know a lot of people are discouraged at the moment that they are told not only once, but you were told more than twice that your music does not really make it. But you never stopped dreaming. You never stopped pushing your vision to become a musician. And today you are an established artist.
Yeah, I think for me, it was mostly to do with what God had, impressed on my spirit to say, you're going to be this. So whatever hurdles were coming along the way, I knew that somehow God was going to make a way for me to become an artist and to record my own music and, someday, get played on radio. So, but it was really, really tough. I think my journey has had a lot of, hurdles. Sometimes you'd be chased away from the choir, you're singing this chord. But I would go back, to the house, start practicing my keyboard, start practicing my vocals. And yeah, it was amazing that when I started recording, I different kind of flair of music. So people were like, oh, okay, I think this is actually nice music, to listen to. So I think for people that are getting discouraged, just know who you are and know what God has told you. If you're convinced that you have been called to be a musician, there is no one that is going to tell you otherwise. Yeah, I know of many people that failed to make it a talent shows, but they've made it, in the musical industry. Yeah. So one man's opinion really does not matter, but sometimes it comes as criticism that builds. It helps you to grow. Sometimes you will not be ready for such kind of a platform. So yeah, it's good to listen to criticism and also grow from it. Yeah.
Wow, great! It's good to listen to criticism. Let's move to your catalog. Now you are an established artist. You've been recording. You've been performing with so many artists. Take us through what does that entail? What have you done to date in terms of your body of work?
Okay, so I started recording professionally 2015. That's when I released my first single. It's called Masadzogere Mashure featuring Texture Zama. Yeah.
And it did well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was just like the type of people to keep holding on. Yeah, so that was 2016, 2015, 2016, I recorded my first album called Mbili Kuna Jesu. Yeah, from that album, we've had like really, really good songs that like Jessa No Gonna Say it was #1 on Style from Gospel Great, I think for 2-3 weeks in a row. At some time, yeah, it was number 15 on the top 50, like the end of the year. So it was quite a good album. Yeah. Then 2017, in October, I did Zisora Mari. It was a single. Yeah, it went on to become a #1 on Style from Gospel Great as well. Yeah, that's really like established me in Harare, because when I started recording, I was based in Gweru. 16, it really, established me. It got me a number of shows. And then 2018, I recorded my first live DVD. It was called Taste of Glory. Due to many hiccups, financially and stuff, we couldn't release it in 2018. We only released it this year, starting at the start of the lockdown. That is the visual side of there. But it was really good. We've gotten good reviews on YouTube. It has really grown our channel as well. So yeah, that's been my musical journey. I've shared the stage with at my DVD. I invited Textual. I invited Janet. She was there. Ella Cherai, if you know him from Zimpre, he was at Zimpre. Yeah, I've also shared the stage with a number of South African artists, Takindo, Soli Mahlangu. Yeah. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. Yeah. I believe.
Quite an interesting journey there. I'm just thinking to myself, having artists like Textual Zama collaborating with you, it is such an early stage around 2016. They definitely had seen something in you. And then now you've got the likes of Janet Manuel gracing your event. This must have really come in as a big endorsement to your musical career, to say, look, we see where you're going and you're going far.
Oh yes. So I think how I got in touch with Janet. So her husband, when she was really starting her musical career, I was a journalist at the Daily News then. So I think I was
great.
the first guys to write articles about her. Yeah. So our relationship grew from there, and it was such a blessing to have her at my function. It was quite a great endorsement. I think many people were quite surprised. This guy, we don't know him, but why? How come he's getting all these other guys to come through? So it was quite a big endorsement. Textual is my mentor. He's been mentoring me since 2013, 2012. Yeah, if you listen to my music, you can tell the kind of influence from him. Yeah, he's been teaching me a lot. Now inspiring me to start my own home studio and so forth. Yeah, so it's really great. Yeah.
Nice. You mentioned something that just caught my attention there. Starting off, as a journalist, and did you quit journalism, or is it still something that you practice?
No, I do. I still practice. I'm a freelance guy now. I write for the Guardian. Yeah, that's what I write for. Sometimes I do write for CNN. Yeah, but I'm mainly doing freelance work. Going out there, getting feature stories. Yeah.
That's a quite interesting balance there, because I'm also coming from that background. Like I only started practicing much just now, but I was mainly into the arts after completing my journalism, and and I think you're really doing well, and it's quite impressive that you're not only writing other people's stories, but you're also writing your own musical story through your great music that you're making. And fast forward, now we are in lockdown. A lot of artists are struggling. They're saying they've been kept, away from the stage and performing and doing what they love and also earning. How has it been for you? What has been the impact like?
So for me, lockdown it was quite impactful. I think we can't get shows anymore. We normally get invites from churches. Sometimes if Yeah, so it was like it really all dried up. So it gave me time to really sit down and really try and invest in my craft. Yeah, that's when I saw the importance of having your own home studio at home, and where you're not, going to other people's houses, and bothering them that I want to release maybe something online and stuff like that. So it taught me to invest in my craft. It taught me to also, sit down and really put thought in writing music. Sometimes we get carried away by the wave. We get carried away by the trends, and we end up writing meaningless stuff, stuff that really don't stick, that won't stick for a long time. So it gave me a chance also to really sit down and write music and create. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that after the lockdown, that I can go out there and really, really present what I've been learning and what I've been, busy feeding myself. Because I do journalism, I've not been dormant as such. So I've been doing mostly my work and music as well. I only did one online show, in July. Yeah, we just shot a couple of videos, and then we were working on the single as well.
Oh, great. You're dropping Dino Kuda, the track. Tell us about the song. Dino Kuda WeNyasha, right?
Dino Kuda where?
Yes. I was trying to think of the last part of the song. Yes.
So this song, we started working on it with Trastamende. Trastamende, right? From Koma. Yeah, we started working on it around March this year, like when the lockdown was really, really thick, Yeah, so we were just bringing in ideas, and then we started working on it. We sent some files to Canada, to Enoch Piroro, played bass guitar on the song, and Tatinda Via.
Part of Took Music.
Yes. Because I wanted people who really understand Katekwe and we understand that kind of sound, to play it, and he did an amazing job on that. So finally, we are getting to release it that is on the 7th. Yeah. Yes. So we're releasing it, and we're releasing it with the video as well, which I worked with the House of Groove. Yeah, it's an amazing, set of artists, led by Trastamende, and it was really, really nice working on this track with them. I really learned a lot, professionalism. The guy has been all over the world, so he is bringing in, a different flair to the art. I know many artists have been, very relaxed when it comes to going all out, but Trust really, really pushes, man. And I was really, really privileged to work with him on the song. So this song basically talks about how we need God and how we need the Holy Spirit in our day-to-day lives. Most of the times we get too busy to pray, or even just to ask for God's help. But He's ever there to help us. He's ever there to assist us in everything that we do. So this song was just an expression of my love for God and how I need Him every day. So I expect that when people listen to it, they'll also be inspired to give time to God. Give them part of their day, be it in the morning, be it in the afternoon, or in the evening. Just to say God thanks. Please guide me, lead me, because He's ever present. But many times we fall into the ditch whilst God is there, just to lead us, in the right way. So that's basically about the song. Yeah, I think it's an amazing gem that people can even dance to this festive season. Yeah.
Wow, great. And looking forward, what are we expecting from you? Maybe in the next year, 2021 is almost here. Are we going to see an album? Are we going to see videos or new singles?
Yeah, I've been lacking in terms of making scripted videos. So I really want to get into that space, and do those really, really nice videos. Work with we have great videographers in Zimbabwe. Yeah, so I really want to invest in my videos. I'm going to be releasing the single maybe on the 1st of January. or the first week. We've already started working on it. So yeah, we're getting guys to get into the studio this week to jam in. Yeah, an album. I think this time, I think I'm just going to be pumping in singles. I think singles are better. People is easily palatable. People can digest singles better than a full album. Yeah, yeah. Album really sometimes it goes to waste. So I'm going to be investing more. Yeah, and then there's an artist in South Africa who agreed to do a collaboration with me. So we've been dragging it, just because of the lockdown, I couldn't travel. So we're going to kick it off as we start 2021. He's an amazing artist. He's won several Crown Awards, and yeah, hopefully we can be able to break into the South African market as well, and maybe regionally. Yeah, I'm also wanting to diversify in terms of the choice of language that I sing in, so that other people in the region or in Africa can be able to understand. So we're going to be adding some Lingala, some Swahili, getting people to to feature as well, so that we can broaden the whole spectrum of our music.
Wow, that is great, and thank you so much. It's been awesome. It's been great speaking to you. But some of the listeners and some of the people that follow you would want to know how they can get in touch with you. What are your social media handles, and how do they access your music?
Okay, so my social media handles on Facebook, I'm WeNyasha Chingo. On Instagram, I'm WeNyasha_music. Yeah, you can also get my music on YouTube. My channel is called WeNyasha. On Spotify, iTunes, my music is there. Just type WeNyasha, you get my 2 albums and my several singles there, and the latest single that has come out now. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. Keep supporting me. I'm really grateful.
Great. I have somebody who's asking, WeNyasha, is that your real name or it's your stage name?
Okay, so my birth name is Nyasha Mark Chingono. So WeNyasha was just to differentiate my work from my music. Sometimes we write politics. So maybe people that follow me, I belong to certain political party that I'm writing. So I didn't want to have So I didn't want to have like that conflict of of interest. I just wanted people to, when they're following my journalism, they follow pure my journalism, and when they're following my music, they follow my music purely like that. So it was just a just a way to differentiate all these two personalities. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, WeNyasha. It's been awesome. It's been great speaking to you and hearing your story and how you're balancing 2 crafts, 2 creative worlds, from writing to also writing and composing music and performing, and making some great music. And I listened to your new song. I really like it. I think it's a great piece of work that can go far. And with that, I wish you well, and thank you so much for taking the time to be on earGROUND.
Thank you so much. I just want to say this. I've been following your blogs and your posts. I think if there's one person who supports Zimbabwean arts is yourself, and props to you, man, for continuing to do that, and also bringing criticism that builds. You're like, you don't crush artists. You're always pointing to areas of improvement, and for that, man, thank you so much, and may God bless you for that, man. Continue doing your work.
Thank you so much, I receive. It's quite encouraging to hear from a comrade and also from an artist, that kind of feedback. It's the fuel that keeps us going. And yeah, until next time, stay tuned. My name is Plot Mhako, and I've been speaking there to WeNyasha, who is an artist, a gospel artist, who's doing so much within the music scene. He has got some collaborative projects that he did in the past, which is one of my favorite, and it's with Shure, right? Yes, with Textua Zama. And until next time, stay tuned to earGROUND.